Orlando. When I say that name, the first three things that probably pop into your head are Disney, Universal, or one of our many water parks because, according to our history books, no one existed and nothing happened here before those places got built. Now, if you ever tried to visit the scene downtown, especially if you're not from here, there's a good chance you might have made one or two wrong turns and you probably ended up in a little area called Paramore. And this is probably what you saw. Streets lined with homes and businesses that have clearly been there a while but are well managed. And then some other streets with some that are run down, boarded up, and or abandoned. At times a heavy police presence, a homeless population that's continuously growing. But smack dab in the middle of all this is our city's brand new soccer stadium, which, word on the street, is not too fond of the locals or the area it was built in. And next door to that are some new high-rises that are supposed to look like modernization, but to the locals feels like gentrification. Growing up here my whole life, it's things like this that make me feel our city cares way more about catering to those who visit than it does those who actually live here. Honestly, everything I just showed you on camera didn't take much. I filmed all that by doing just one lap around the block. And I'm not exaggerating when I say you can end up in this area with just one wrong turn. This house next to my destination, right next door to the Amway Center where the Magic Play musicians perform. The thing is, when I talked to my elders, Paramore didn't always look like this. It wasn't just some forgotten about area that people write off as ghetto. This place was basically Orlando's own Black Wall Street. Business was booming. We populated and prospered all over the place. But no one seems to have any record of those days. So that's how I ended up here at the Wellsville Hotel and Museum.
Okay, well, Miss Pitts and Miss Elizabeth, thank y'all for having me here. So,
You're welcome.
We'll get right into it. My first question is, where are we right now?
So where you are is the Paramore area. Where you're at is inside the Wells-Built Museum, formerly known as the Wells-Built Hotel.
Okay, so my next question, who exactly was Dr. Wells?
Dr. William Monroe Wells was the second black doctor that moved to the area of Paramore today. He was a doctor. He just graduated from Meharry Medical College in Tennessee. So he was here in Orlando in 1917.
And did he actually deliver half the black babies in this area?
Yes, he delivered over 5,500 babies in this area.
Really?
Absolutely. So not only was he a doctor, but what he noticed several years after being here was you had people of color moving here for work, looking for work, but there was nowhere for them to stay because it's during the time it's deeply segregated. So the hotels that were around did not allow people of colors to check in. So he decided to build his own, and it was known as the Wells-Built Hotel. And what that was a two-level building. On the first floor was storefronts that he would rent out to black business owners, and on the second floor he had 20 hotel rooms with shared 2 bathrooms.
So this was built as kind of like a safe haven for people who couldn't stay in basically what was a segregated Orlando at the time?
Absolutely.
So you were telling me earlier about some of the history that is kind of hard for me to dig up. What is the story behind Division Avenue?
So Division Avenue was created because it's segregated. So one side of Division would have been black Orlando. On the other side of Division would have been white Orlando. So the people that lived in black Orlando, most of them, when it was created, worked for the other side. So it was created so that they were able to get to work and get back at whatever the appropriate time was supposed to be that they needed to be on their side.
I've lived here 24 years and gone down that street, and I've never heard that till today.
A lot of people, because we recognize street names as a street name because of wherever our destination is, right?
Yeah.
So you don't really break down a lot of different streets. That's why a lot of streets are named after people, and we can identify what they did or who they are.
So from what like my grandparents and like a lot of my elders used to tell me, this area used to basically be Orlando's own version of Black Wall Street. There was businesses, banks, this hotel, and there was a casino down the street.
So the casino wasn't actually a gambling spot. It was actually a dance hall, but they utilized the building for weddings and graduations and all kind of things we utilize halls for today. But this particular one was a stop on the Chitlin Circuit. So you had your black entertainers and performers would come to perform. Because during this time, black music was not played on the radio in the 20s. And they were still segregated, so the black audiences could only see their entertainers in where they are. So if you had the black entertainers and performers did perform in front of a white audience, your black patronage or your folks could not come see them there. So it was very important that these types of places existed so that they could see them. So right next door to the Wells-Built Hotel at the time, the South Street Casino sat. And Dr. William Monroe Wells actually ran, operated, paid for both of those constructions to be up and running for your people of color.
Okay. So he had a lot of famous people stay at this hotel, correct?
He did, but when we say famous, we have to keep in mind this was before they was recognized as your Ray Charles today and the various people that we know. They was your regular people working a job to make some money, and later on became well known in whatever field that was that they did.
Yeah, because I know I tried to look up some information. Wikipedia has like a paragraph, and then it's the list of names. So I could pull up Ella Fitzgerald, Count Basie, Ray Charles, Cab Calloway, Ivory Joe Hunter, B.B. King, Louis Armstrong, Guitar Slim, Bo Diddley, Jackie Robinson, and Thurgood Marshall.
You have to keep in mind when we're thinking of the 20s as well, people of color was just living. So they didn't know what was going to be important or not important if you're just living. Now that we're here, we are in 2020, and we're trying to get this information, the gathering of it can be a pretty hard process, because now you're asking for people, hey, go through your stuff. Do you got anything from the 20s who was here? We were very fortunate, however, that we actually moved Dr. Wells' home next to the museum today. We found some ledgers, and what they showed us was the names of the people that not only performed at the South Street Casino, but the different monies that was coming in from that time period. So we have papers to state and show this information versus someone thinking and guessing, could that have been, would they have been there?
And it can be hard to keep track of that a whole
it can
century
be hard
later.
to keep track of, especially from the 20s. I think we'll do a better job now that we're in 2020.
Yeah.
We recognize the importance of gathering information, writing it down, and making sure it gets out there so people can get the correct information and not come up with their own history.
So is anybody else here a high stature today that we might have left out?
That you might have left out. I would just like to include to definitely come visit us at the Wells-Built Museum. It's a lot of information that's needed to be known and seen. And just a little fun fact for you, if you didn't know, the Wells-Built Hotel was listed in the Green Book 1949 edition of that, and it was the only thing that was listed in that.
So when exactly did this place become a museum, or when did we go into the state of preserving it so it didn't end up abandoned or torn down like some places we had before?
Well, officially opened up as a museum in 2001, on the National Registry in 2000, and it took 2 years to restore. So 1999 was when they acquired and started the process to move forward to be a museum.
Okay, last question. So, if anybody's interested in getting more information, where can they find y'all here?
Definitely go to our website, wellsbuilt.org. Go to our Facebook page. Give us a call at 407-245-7535 and ask all the questions you need. We are open from Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, every second Saturday and Sunday of the month. So definitely call and get those dates. There is a $5 admission fee, and I hope to see you soon. We are located at 511 West South Street, Orlando, Florida, 32805.
Hey, Miss Pitts, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, a little extra clip. Where are we right now?
So where we are is on the second floor where the hotel rooms were. So there was actually 20 rooms going around this building with 2 shared bathrooms. I am standing next to what is known, or what is the original wall. So upstairs now there is a replica room, if you come and check us out, that you'll see of what it looked like in the 1920s, late 1920s. What I do with the rooms today is I rent them out as micro offices. So if you are interested in renting an office, give us a call and let's see if we can get your business in here with us as well.
So they can come see all this for only $5?
Yes, they can. For just $5, you can come check out the building. I'm here to answer any questions, and I'm here to learn as well. They say each one teach one. I'll teach you, you teach me.
All right, Miss Pitts, thank you again.
Bye.